Ted Billie Jean is marketing in it, and I was
Hey. All right, let's see if anybody's on today, this morning.
So we started up, or?
I will start. So hello everybody, I'm Janice Rocha with 3 Gifts of Heart Photography. I have today my guest, Kevin. So Kevin, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your business.
Okay, my name is Kevin Fabris. I am a co-founder of S9D Digital Marketing. We are a digital marketing company. We started in Osaka, Japan about 7 years ago. Started off as a YouTube company, figured out we were very good at getting people to watch our videos. And then I moved back to Canada and started basically using that talent to help promote local businesses.
So what exactly do you do?
Okay, well, typically what we do, the way that we help a business is we design an ad campaign for them, something that gets a lot of views, a lot of attention. The better videos you make means basically that video is gonna make it farther. Because it's a good video, you're gonna get lots of shares, lots of likes, which indicates to Facebook, YouTube, and everything that we have to show this video to more people. So that's kind of what I do. Instead of just producing content, we try to produce the right content that's gonna go farther for you, right?
Yes.
And that's what we started off with our initial YouTube channel. I feel like right now we've got a couple million views, maybe
Wow.
3, almost 4, but like that's with no spending or whatever.
Right, that's pretty good.
Just, yeah, it worked.
That's great. So Kevin knows his stuff. So if you guys are looking for some digital marketing, definitely come check him out. And you can find his page on Facebook. And what's the page?
Page is called Samurai 9 Design, so it's just Facebook/Samurai 9 Design. Otherwise, you could just go to Janice's page. I'm sure she's already liked me, and then you just find whatever. It's probably in the post comments, wherever this is.
Yeah, we'll put a link for him to, so you guys can follow along there. And so what is one tip you can give our viewers?
So basically this goes a long way into what we do, as well as kind of how we help evolve. The number one thing that a lot of digital marketers are, it's part of it, but what separates it, good ones from bad ones, is actually tracking. And when you get all of your information, can they actually prove that they did what they were trying to do? So if it's lead generation, are you compiling a list of stuff and showing people how to follow up, how to do stuff effectively? If they're paying for your services, basically, if you're not making the money, they're only gonna, people are only gonna pay us 1 or 2 months. We kind of pride ourselves on the ability to have long-lasting relationships, and we can do that because we're tracking every little thing. Which kind of brings us in today's topic, which is goals. Now with goals, it's great. Everybody has like a fucking million things that you think you want to do. You spout off a ton of good ideas, but are you actually writing it down? Are you tracking it? Are you being honest with yourself? Like, did you accomplish this goal?
Right.
So for myself and S9D, me and my partners, we kind of lay out goals in 3 ways. We do daily goals, and for me, I use a tool called Trello. It's an online app, and basically what I do is every morning I make a list, Kevin's day. In there I put 5 or 6 things that I need to accomplish. And more so than just goals, I try to do goals that have like a fixed ending.
Right.
Instead of saying Janice's website, I'll say, proofread 1 page on Janice's website.
Right.
Because that has a definite goal. I did it or I didn't do it.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if you don't have those things checked off, they kind of eat at you, and you don't know, did you actually get it done?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so for me, it was always that thing, like, NutriFarms is one of my bigger clients, and the thing that's hanging over my head all the time is it just said NutriFarms. So with that, it was like an overwhelm, like this is a corporation that I'm trying to run off of 1 word. That's too vague, right?
Because it's so broad, right? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, so basically, I do a daily list of everything I'm trying to accomplish and try to be specific. And I also try to do it where that list is never longer than 10 things.
Okay.
Realistically,
so cutoff, right?
3 things is what you can accomplish effectively.
Exactly.
But 10, if they're, Monday morning, I have to send out emails. So so like each one of those, you have to put it in, because every time you check it off, you're contributing to like a positive kind of mental thing. You're rolling, all that kind of stuff. But that's basically how I do my daily thing. Then we also have kind of medium to short-term goals. you know, for me, that's certain things like right now. Sorry, there's a construction site beside us. Right now, we're kind of redoing our website, where we're adding in kind of some lower level possibilities for people.
Okay.
Because typically, you know, our services, if you're a company and you want us to advertise for you, we start at about $1,000.
Okay.
Right? And I find that, you know, you run into a lot of people who, you know, like Melissa or something. Melissa is really game for digital marketing. However, she's kind of a little bit farther advanced, and she'd kind of like to learn how to do it on her own.
Right.
So now we're giving options where, like, I can either do everything for you, I can show you how to do it, or I can just write your ads and then you go to town.
Right.
So I'm trying to make my our product offering where we give somebody something at every single level.
Okay.
That's a long way of saying, for me, my medium goal is have that up and established. I have a 2-week time frame. It has a start, it has an end, it kind of has a purpose. As I get better with this, one of the things I've realized is it's not only setting goals, it's actually visualizing it. And like, I wouldn't have done this 3 or 4 years ago, but like now I'll just say, okay, on Sunday morning, on Monday morning, I'm gonna take an hour and I'm just gonna think, like, what does that goal actually look like, and how can I get there?
Visualize, yes, exactly.
But like, you don't think of it, right? Like,
Yeah.
even you know, if it's like a weight loss thing or that kind of thing, like, do you actually see yourself as that new person, or you just say, I want to lose random amount of pounds? You know?
Exactly. And that's the thing too, right? Because we've been talking about with my friends and stuff. We've been talking about like manifesting, right, and visualizing what we want, right? Because if we attract those things, right? So if we can't visualize it, then we can't. It's not a real thing. We can't put it out there and be like, hey, if you have a negative mindset, right, for instance.
So.
Right.
Yeah. Well, so this kind of takes me a step further. I got into digital marketing. You know, like I said, I had the YouTube thing, and then one of the world's best digital marketers, it's a company called Billy Jean is Marketing. Okay. And Billy Jean is the main guy there. He basically came across my timeline when I was researching how to do Facebook ads. Yeah. And you know, basically, I paid a lot of money to join his course. Yeah. Like last year, I did $30,000 worth of training. It was crazy. Yeah.
Small businesses, we got to
it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But like last week, I started with Billy Jean is Marketing, and then since then, the first year I started this company, I made 5 cents. Yeah. Like, that's not after plus minus. That was like, no, I made 5 cents.
5 cents, yeah.
It was probably down like $60,000 for the first year.
Yeah. And
then it slowly climbed. Basically, once I aligned myself with people that have accomplished what I'm trying to accomplish. So like, part of having a goal is having, what's the word I'm looking for here? You know, just somebody you can follow, like a mentor.
You want to surround yourself with those positive
people who
right?
Can do it,
that
right?
Can do it, yeah.
So I'm at a point right now, like, realistically, we're doing better than a lot of companies in our space. But getting to that next level where you can have 5-6 employees and everything is operating correctly, like, of course you don't know how to get there, right? You need that mentor.
Yeah, exactly.
So last week I was on a phone call with Billy Jean and 4 or 5 other people in my industry who are all at a similar place to me a year or 2 ago. Okay. You know, and now on that call, there's, you know, one guy was saying that he used to bring in about $20,000 a month last year. And then basically Billy told him to make this one change, and now he's making 120. Oh, wow. And then I'm on a call, there's multiple people on this phone call who are all in my position that are now so far ahead of me. Yeah. And then basically, you know, what Billy Jean said is, Kev, this is the same question for you. It's just posed a little bit different. Now, one, if I tell you, hey Kev, why don't you come out and see me? And the other one is, hey Kev, why don't you come out and see me? I live at 123 San Diego Street in San Diego. Right. So he's just saying, like, I told you the same thing. There's a chance that with option A, you will find me. But if I give you the exact address, you could get in your car and you can be here by Thursday. Right. And that's kind of like what I was talking about with the visualization. It's like, you literally have to know where you want to be so that you can accomplish that, right? Exactly. And that's always been a hard nut for me to crack, kind of thing, you know, because you think, like, what I want to be? I want to be successful. Well, what does that look like? Everyone's definition of success is different,
right?
Yeah, and it's like I want my clients to be happy. It's like, well, what is that? You know, like everybody wants to be happy. How much of that are you taking on for yourself?
Yeah.
You know, like
we have to be like very specific in what that goal is.
Yeah, you have to be. This is exactly what you want. Okay, we're going to work our hardest to achieve this thing for you.
Yeah.
And you know, that's just kind of where I'm at right now. So when I set my goals for this year, I want to get to the point where we're making $10 million a year for our clients.
Awesome.
Right? It's a big number.
It's a big goal, but you know what? You'll get there.
It is, but like by identifying the goal, the chances of us getting there are a lot higher.
Higher, exactly.
And then, you know, when we're trying to work backwards to come up with like, all right, well, what is it that's going to make my life what I want? You know, you think of a money goal, you think of like basically a lifestyle goal, because, you know, like most small businesses, I'm also working like, you know, could be anywhere between 8 and 14 hours a day, which is too much, you know, so you got to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
And know that, you know, like my knee's been off for a couple of weeks, and the second my knee goes off, all of a sudden I can't get to meetings, I can't talk to clients. So like everybody in their own small business, I'm in my own way. So part of setting those long-term goals is like, all right, well, how do I remove myself from that part of the process? So that's kind of where we are. But basically, like I said, just to recap, daily goals where we're using Trello, that sets up my, you know, my day, what I'm going to accomplish that day, with clearly defined goals that I can actually check off. And then we do the same thing with kind of mid to short term goals. You know, we try to look at those on a monthly thing and try to be very fair and honest. Did we accomplish this? Yes or no? Why not? What's the problem? 9 times out of 10, I'm the problem. Just call it what it is. And then finally, it's our long-term goals. Those are still a while off, but for the first time in my life, I can say like I do have a vision of where I want to be. So now it's just, like you said, manifest it and get there.
So what would you say would be a tip for achieving those goals?
Honestly, for me, the biggest tip that I could give, the thing that helped me the most is just write it down. I'm always more of like a creative mind. I just think abstract and stuff, which means that throughout the day, 10,000 things will cross my mind. So I can't say, but it's like you have the same kind of job where like you're actually creating, and that doesn't necessarily follow the mindset of somebody who hits every, you know, you got to step on all the bases before you get that home run, right?
Exactly.
And so for me, the biggest thing, write it down. And be honest with yourself. Why did you or didn't get that?
Exactly. That's how I am too. I write down, like, I have my list of weekly goals, right? Because you're a parent too. So being a parent, we have that whole other list of goals that need to be done too. So I kind of try to, you know, put my 5 top things I need to get done that week and my 3 most important on the top. So if I get those 3 done, I'm like, yay. And if I get all 5 done, it's even better, right? But what was it? Angela had a good thing, which is to reward yourself. When you get to those goals, give yourself a little reward. And
all I do is reward myself.
I'm like, yay, Taco Bell, right? Because I'm a Taco Bell freak. But yeah, I mean, there's all these different ways that we can, you know, set ourselves up to accomplish those goals and achieve those goals. But I'm like you, I write everything down.
Yeah, it's the way to do it. Otherwise, it's not going to happen.
No. Anyways, thank you, Kevin, for being on with me today.
No problem.
And if you guys have any questions, feel free to write them in the comments, and we will try to answer them for you. And I will put up his link so you guys can follow him on Facebook. Taco Bell. Yes, Taco Bell. Me and Taco Bell. And again, have a great day, everybody, and I will see you later. Bye.
See ya.